Everyone, I am back with the IBD CIRS podcast, and I'm so happy to always be back and speak to you. And today I am doing this on video as well, so definitely watch on YouTube. I will put the link in the show notes. I've been trying to do more video, which as a podcaster, it's good and it's bad because now I have to actually, you know, make sure I have the right wardrobe and make sure my hair looks good. And I have hair that just goes every which way. I'm Colombian, or I'm partially Colombian, so I did not get the Sofia Vergara hair that sits nice and straight. I got the Shakira hair that goes everywhere. So if you see my hair go everywhere, then anyway, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. So let's move on to today's subject. Anyway, you can watch me on video too, which is pretty awesome now. I have this new system. So today we are talking about, does hydrogen water work for IBD? Is it just another trend, or is it a scam where you just waste a ton of money on? Because you guys, we all have that supplement graveyard. All of us have spent way too much money on things that don't work. So I am going to break down hydrogen water for you today, and I'm discussing my experience with it. And I kept hearing about hydrogen water from friends who had IBD. I went to my cryo person who does not have IBD, and she said to me, "Oh my gosh, have you tried hydrogen water? It's so great." And finally, at this point, at that time, a couple months ago, I had heard about it from at least 5, 6 people. And I said, okay, you know what? I've got to look into this and I've got to try this and everything. So let's start with, what is hydrogen water? And doesn't all water have hydrogen? It's so funny because I talked about this with my pelvic floor therapist, my doctor, and she said to me, that doesn't make sense because all water has hydrogen. Hello, H2O. So I had to explain it to her. And I understand, and it can get really scammy when you think about that. You're like, but that doesn't make sense. So I am going to tell you what that is. According to Everyday Health, hydrogen water is water with extra hydrogen added. It may boost antioxidant activity, lower inflammation, and increase energy, reduce body fat, and promote metabolic health, skin health, and quality of life. Echo Water says hydrogen has been shown to be an effective antioxidant. And as we said before, they're saying before, it's selective. It goes after cytotoxic oxygen radicals. That means they're bad for you. We've talked about cytokines and all sorts of things in this podcast, and it leaves the good ones alone that your body needs. The effect of hydrogen on oxidative stress doesn't stop at its direct antioxidant effect. It also has been shown to have signaling effects. In very simple terms, it triggers processes that help mitigate oxidative stress. Science behind it actually dates quite far back into the 1800s, because I looked into this myself. And if you guys really want to listen to something good about hydrogen water, go to lifespa.com. I've talked about LifeSpa many times on this podcast. And John Douillard does a really good interview with the guy who invented Echo Water, and he talks all about the science behind it. And that's a really good episode. I think there's actually 2 episodes on it. So I would look into that if you really want to research more. But basically, the guy talks about how they looked into these healing springs right back in the day. When you were sick, you went up to the healing springs and you were healed. If you had some type of chronic illness or pneumonia, or what's the thing that people would get? Not typhus, it's slipping me, but you know, the things that people would get back in the day, and they were being healed. And then they tested these waters and the rocks and all of that, and they found out that these springs had extra hydrogen in the water, and they think that that is what really healed these people. So I found it really fascinating. Keep in mind, the hydrogen water is a controversial topic. Many people think it's a placebo, others swear by it. You have to research the science yourself and decide The trend is now to either drink hydrogen water or to inhale it. I personally drink it, so I want to talk about how it works. And I just realized I forgot my hydrogen water bottle, so let me go get it, and then I'll be right back. Here I am with my hydrogen bottle. Of course, I kind of screwed it up for this, and it's supposed to be purple because it has a UV light. And if you can see, it's red because it's low on charge. And I didn't look at that before I did this episode. So, of course, now you're not going to see it, but normally it has a purple light. And if you're looking on video, you can see it bubbling, and that's the hydrogen. So I just want to describe it for everyone who's not on video because this is a podcast, but there it is if you can see it. And I'll put it on Instagram as well. And here's how it works. You put clean, non-chlorinated water into a 10-ounce special bottle, and you push the start button. So if you saw me on video, I did that. And the bottle I have has a UV light that kills harmful organisms in the water, such as bacteria and viruses. The UV light comes on and the water bubbles. Now, right now, as you saw on the video, that my UV light didn't come on because it's low on charge. And that's fine with me because my water system, we have a UV light in the house. So this is something where my husband, when we had the water, not water put in the house, but the water people come over when we first bought the house, he said, listen, what do restaurants use? I want to make this restaurant great. And they said, okay, use this UV light. It will kill all the bacteria and all of that. So we already have that already. So right now, if it's not working, the UV light, because it's low on charge in the bottle, then that's okay for me. But normally you would want that UV light on. So again, the UV light comes on and the water bubbles. The bubbling shows that it's adding extra hydrogen to the water. I hydronate for 10 minutes. So you have the option of, on this bottle, for 5 or 10 minutes to hydronate. Sorry, guys, I keep trying to, I don't do a lot of video, and I keep trying to look at the button, not the button, the light where you're supposed to look instead of looking. I'm looking at myself in the video. So I'm sorry if you're looking at the video and you see me looking at the light and then coming back. I'm trying my best because then I'm also looking at my outline. So anyway, just forgive me for that. Have a little grace for that. So the water bubbles, and I choose 10 minutes, that 10-minute cycle, because it's extra hydronation versus the 5-minute cycle, which is much less hydronation. So that's the way I like to do it. And the bottle beeps after 10 minutes. You open it and you drink the water. It's that simple. I actually don't drink from the container. I drink it from a glass. So I will pour it into a glass because I don't like having my lips on the container constantly. Even though it does clean, I still don't like that. It's pretty simple. I mean, as long as you put clean spring, non-chlorinated water in that bottle, it's simple. Just, I can't stress enough that they stress enough that chlorinated water or highly chlorinated water will ruin the bottle and then you'll lose all your money. So definitely don't do that. So if you have to go out and you have to buy special spring water or tap water, or you use filter water, you should be absolutely fine. I warn you that when you get the bottle, the setup is not simple at all. You have to do this whole thing with a vinegar solution. It takes a while. You have to go through all these cycles. You have to charge the bottle. So just know, and I think it has to do something overnight if I remember correctly. So just know that when you get that bottle in the mail and you're like, oh my God, I want to try it today. If you get it at 3 p.m., you're probably not trying it till the next morning. So just know that as well. Also know that you never know your reaction. So let's say the bottle is ready by 10 p.m. I wouldn't do it till the next morning because you don't know if it might affect your sleep a little, give you a little more energy. So that's something to think about as well. In the bottle I have, again, I'm going to hold it up. Where's the go? So the bottle I have is called the Echo Go Plus. It's from Echo Water. I paid $250 US for everything. That includes the shipping. And that was with a discount code. So it's a pricey item. And of course, me being me, I go for the creme de la creme. So I don't go for the $150 one. I go for the $250 one. This is a pricey thing to throw money away on, which later in the episode, I will discuss that you really need to research, because this is not a $15 supplement. This is not, oh, you hear the beep? That's a beep when it's done. This is not a $30 supplement that you can send back to a natural health store or Amazon or something like that. So make sure, I'm going to keep stressing that you research. I got lucky. A friend of mine, I guess I can call her a friend, from Root Cause for Crohn's Colitis. I didn't ask her permission to tell you this, but I'm sure she's cool with it. Her name's Fer Murillo, and I can actually put her link in the show notes. She's amazing with, she used to work for Crohn's Colitis Lifestyle. She's an amazing coach. She's an amazing fitness person for IBD. But she gave me a really good tip, and she said, you know, when you get these bottles, they'll tell you drink 3 to 6 bottles a day, and each bottle is 10 ounces, the one I have. And she said, absolutely do not do that. Start as small as you can. She said, I think she said she might have had too much of a Herx reaction. I also talked to other people after this, and they said they had too much of a Herx reaction. So don't go with the normie 3 to 6 bottles a day. I've even talked to normies who can't even do anywhere near 3 to 6 bottles a day. I don't know why they say that. They shouldn't be saying that. That's the one flaw in all this. So start really slow. I started with, I think I only drank maybe quarter bottle, maybe half bottle to start out with, and I had a good reaction. Everyone has a different reaction. Know that it can be too detoxing. I know 2 people where it caused major Herx reactions. It was not good. And I also know a couple people where they can only inhale it. So they do have hydrogen water systems where you can inhale it. I did not buy that. I probably should have, but I didn't. I don't know much about the inhalation. You would have to research it, but that's something else you can do. I've been drinking hydrogen water for 6 weeks now, and what have been the results, right? Everyone wants to know, especially for IBD and CIRS. First of all, I have been shocked by the results. I was expecting absolutely nothing. I was expecting it to be the usual scam, and now I have to find someone to take this bottle. But here's what happened. I found that there was a massive help to restoring my gut barrier function. I do have to take it daily. I'm now up to 1 10-ounce bottle when I first wake up, and then half of a bottle during the day. So basically 15 ounces total broken up, and that's it. I tried 1 3/4 bottles. I've tried 2 bottles or 20 ounces, and it was too much. I was having that weird neuropathy thing I was telling you about a while ago, where I felt like I was lighting up like a Christmas tree. I was like, my nerves were lighting up like a Christmas tree. I was having that reaction. So I slowed way down. So again, I only do 15 ounces a day broken up. Anyway, I can eat so much more now because it's helped so much with the gut barrier function. I eat more normie foods. I had no problem eating some Halloween candy. I eat more gluten. I go out to normie restaurants. Now, I don't go out to these greasy spoons. And when I go out to normie restaurants, do I get the big burrito dripping in the industrial seed oils? Absolutely not. Do I have a pile of canola oil soaked fries on my plate? Absolutely not. Of course I don't. But I can eat, for example, now Caesar salad dressing that may have some soybean oil, or may have a touch of canola oil. I can eat that now. And I feel that the hydrogen water has really helped with that. Also, something that's a big deal is it's Green Heart City over here. And you guys know what a green heart is, just in case you're new to this podcast. A green heart is a perfect poo. That's what I call it in my household. And when I drink hydrogen water, my poos are amazing. We're talking perfect color, perfect shape, that banana shape. I wake up the first thing in the morning and I have a poo, and it feels great and it's perfect, and then maybe I eliminate once more during the day. So I've been having a lot of success with that helpful restoring of the gut barrier function. And I'm not going to say it's permanent though. That's the only thing is I notice I went a couple days without drinking hydrogen water and my poos were not as great. So I just want to say that as well. The other benefits I've been seeing, I have so much energy upon waking. It's insane compared to what it used to be. I feel so refreshed. I have more energy in general, better mental clarity, much less brain fog. And I feel like I'm doing better exercise wise. I'm recovering better. For me, it's not a scam. Hydrogen water is not a scam or a trend at all, or a placebo. So I'll tell you my husband's story. Hopefully he's cool with this. I think he will be because it's a positive story. And that is I've tried everything with him, you guys. And he's a normie. Sorry, I should have said that. He doesn't have IBD, doesn't have CIRS, doesn't have anything. He's a complete normie, eats whatever he wants. But he's like the rest of the normies where, oh, I can eat whatever I want, but then I have diarrhea because I've eaten something with too much milk or whatever. So I'm not, now that I'm all clued into this, I'm not subscribing that normies can eat whatever they want all the time. I don't agree with that because I live with someone who does that, right? But anyway, so I've tried everything with my husband, you name it. We've done colonics, we do cryo, everything. And everything I've asked him, do you feel a difference? Do you feel better? And he's always like, no, I feel the same. I feel the same. The one thing where he feels a difference is hydrogen water. I couldn't believe it. He has told me that his poos are much better, all green hearts. He also noticed that he went traveling, and so he didn't have hydrogen water for maybe a couple weeks, and no, maybe less, maybe a week, and his number twos went back to being not as great. So even with the normies, or at least with my normie, the one I live with, hydrogen water has made a huge difference, and he notices that when he goes back on it and is in a good habit of drinking it, he notices a big difference with elimination. So it's not only my story, but it's my husband's as well. I have to say, I love hydrogen water. I can't live without it now. I am bringing the bottle on vacation with me. I will use bottled spring water. I would not use water from a hotel, from a tap, from God bless her, but from my sister-in-law's house, which I'm sure is fine, but she's not into health and wellness the way we are. And so I don't know what that water's like. I will definitely go to Whole Foods or wherever and get the right water for this. My recommendation is to research yourself if you're interested in hydrogen water. And oh guys, this is big. Do not buy the cheap versions off of Instagram or TikTok, etc. There are so many stories out there. If you research that people were like, oh, let me buy this off of Insta or TikTok, and disaster. These $60 hydrogen water bottle versions don't do a damn thing. They're not hydrogen water certified because they have to have a certain certification. And a lot of people have been really disappointed, and that's because they bought them off of socials. I have to say, I recently bought something off of Instagram, third thing I've ever bought off of Instagram, and will never do it again. It's always a nightmare. So just remember, you have to unfortunately go expensive on this. The brand I use is Echo. I like the Echo Go Plus because it has a self-cleaning built in as it hydrogenates, but it's expensive if it doesn't work. I mean, I paid $250 US. So if this didn't work for me, this would have sucked. I would have had to find someone to give it away to because I don't think you can give it back. So yeah, just to know that. And my cryo person loves Ion. So the brand Ion, ION. And it's really, I have to say, I've seen her bottle and it's really cute. I like the way her bottle looks better than my bottle. My bottle looks more manly. I wish, that's my one thing with Echo. I wish they would have made the Echo Go Plus look a little feminine, have a white top for the women or for whoever's feminine. But that's just me. By the way, Echo is BPA free plastic, But I have to say, for those of you who are like, I would never do that, I would never buy plastic, I get that. And I think you're right. But I like it better than glass for traveling because I have traveled with glass bottles before and I've broken them in my suitcase and it's been a fucking nightmare. So just know that for me and traveling, because I plan on doing a lot more traveling the rest of this year and into 2025. Sorry, I jumped a year, 2025. And so I'm really excited about that. And I have to have my hydrogen water everywhere I go. So perhaps the plastic would be better than the glass for you. My recommendation is if hydrogen water interests you, research before spending all this money. I know Echo has a Black Friday sale going on now. So this is November 2024. So you may want to look into that. If you're in a very sensitive state, you may want to look at a system where you inhale hydrogen instead of drinking it. So just know that too. You want to make sure you look at everything. I'm going to be honest, guys, be careful of Reddit. On Reddit, they shit all over hydrogen water bottles. They say everything's a scam. It's a joke. They make fun of it. So maybe you want to not go on the Reddit, but you can look, you can ask around. Definitely if you go to places like my cryotherapy place, any health and wellness, if they like it, then ask what they do and just ask around. You know, don't just go on and buy it because it's really expensive. Don't take my word for it. And yeah, I think that would be the thing. Also go for, sorry guys, looking at my notes for 1 second. Yep. Oh, go for the bottle first. Definitely before buying the entire pitcher for $600 or anything large, because they have these larger systems, which I'm so glad I didn't do that first, because knowing me, I would have done that because I only drink 1.5 bottles a day and I don't see myself increasing it very much. I don't need that huge $600 pitcher. So just make sure you go small. And by the way, I should say too that I did the Echo Go Plus. You don't have to do the Echo Go Plus. You can do the Echo, which I think is $150 and is again on sale right now in November 2024. So you can do that instead. You don't have to go for the one I go, but just remember, if you go for the lesser version, you're going to have to do self-cleaning, which I don't have to do, which is kind of nice. The last thing is I love doing the hydrogen water and then drinking my structured water with the Analemma wand. It's a nice combination where I feel healthy and energetic. It's also been cool with the wand because I've been taking it out to restaurants and using it for sparkling water and using it for my husband's beer and my friends' drinks. So that's kind of cool. You just have this small thing that I can put in this tiny little purse. And I only have these tiny little Hello Kitty purses. I love bringing Hello Kitty purses out because, listen, guys, I have brought out Prada and nicer things, which isn't my thing, but I just have, and people don't say a damn thing. I bring out my Hello Kitty purses and I get compliments all the time. I'm not even exaggerating. My husband constantly says, did you get another compliment from someone else? It's really fun. So anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Analemma wand. So if you're interested in looking into the Analemma wand, I've talked about it so much on this podcast that, you know, you can listen in back episodes. I have commercials, but the best thing to do is just go into the show notes, click on my link. You can read all about it. And so you guys now know that I swear by the wand. I swear by hydrogen water. And so I really think water is a big deal. And I really think that it's helping me. So again, look in the show notes for all that. On another topic, after this episode, we have 7 weeks left in 2024. I cannot believe I'm saying that. I cannot believe I'm talking about Thanksgiving, and the next episode I'm recording after this for another podcast is all about Thanksgiving, and I'm recording my radio show later this week, and it's going to be all Thanksgiving games. My mind is blown. But anyway, I don't know. There's something on video where I like to go off on tangents, and it's so fun for me. So those of you who are listening, you're like, okay, she's going off on another tangent. Again, we have 7 weeks left. I will be dropping 4 episodes in those 7 weeks because of an upcoming vacation and then the holidays. Thus, my next episode will drop on Thursday, November 21st. I am skipping next week, which is the 14th. The 14th. So the next episode will be on November 21st on your podcast player, on YouTube. Subscribe so you make sure any episode that comes up you can automatically get. And I'm hoping to have a really good interview for that one. I'm pretty sure I do. It's a topic I've covered a bunch, but this woman covers it so well that fingers crossed. Until then, love you guys, and I wish everyone a green heart day. I've got to stop this, and I don't know where to stop it. This is really funny. Oh, stop.